Now, Fox 61 Weather Impact with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank.
Hi everyone, Fox 61 Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank with your weather impact forecast. And we already have issued an alert in advance of a storm on Tuesday that could bring us the first widespread accumulating snow for parts of inland Connecticut. This will all get underway right around daybreak Tuesday morning and will continue into Tuesday night. But it starts out fairly light in intensity. So during the morning, we're likely looking at just a bit of light snow. The heaviest will be 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. For some, it will be heavy rain. For others, it will be heavy snow, and this is going to be elevation dependent. We're looking at all snow for the Northwest Hills, mainly rain for the shoreline, and other inland areas will start as snow, transition over to rain, and may finish as a bit of snow on the tail end. But what is the impact from this? Well, grab your snow gear from the back of your closet. Make sure you have gas in the snow blower too, if you've got that going, and if you live inland. There might be some school disruptions. Some cancellations are going to be most likely in the Northwest Hills. If you live along the shoreline, any cancellations, delays, early dismissals are going to be least likely. And for some inland areas, it might just be on a case-by-case basis. So I would start thinking about a plan B just in case. This is a really tricky forecast because there will be a rain-snow line. So whenever there is one, you always get a lot of haves and have-nots. For tonight, clearing skies, but windy conditions. Overnight lows will be right around 30 degrees inland and mid-30s for the Connecticut shoreline. Tomorrow, we're looking at blue skies, but it will be breezy. High temperatures will be between 35 to right around 40 degrees. So it's a good day to kind of, again, set up if you need to get your snowblower from the back of the garage. Here's a look at wind chills through the day, feeling like the 20s in the morning and feeling like the 30s as we head through the afternoon. All right, let me walk you through Tuesday. Again, we could see the first flakes begin as early as around sunrise Tuesday morning, but I really want to stress, even though this starts Tuesday morning, anything that we see in the morning on Tuesday is going to be really light in nature. So it's not a treacherous morning commute, but anytime we have something wintry falling from the sky, it's not exactly ideal either. So there could be a few slippery spots out there. Notice we see that transition over to rain that will happen first along the immediate shoreline, and then for others inland as the day progresses. Also noticing you're starting to see some more of those intense blues and yellows showing more of that heavier precipitation that gets started in the afternoon and continues into the early evening. So this is when roads may deteriorate inland, especially north and west of I-84, where that change over to rain may not happen for some. Right now, I do have Hartford changing over. I do have Waterbury changing over, but I think that Torrington stays entirely as snow, and it's going to be a close call for northern Tolland and Windham counties. On the back edge of this system, heading into Tuesday evening, we may go back over to snow, but for areas that already have a wet ground from rain that fell through the day, it would be tough to get anything on the back edge to kind of accumulate. And then it comes to an end well in advance of Wednesday morning. So the Wednesday morning commute should be fine. Here is our first attempt at a snow map. And, you know, we're pretty close to the event at this point, but I still think that we could see some changes. Again, if that change over to rain happens faster, we're going to be on the lower end of these numbers. If it happens slower, we'll be on the higher end of these numbers. So that's why we give that range. Along the shoreline, very little before that transition happens. And then again, for some north and west of I-84, where we stay primarily snow, that's where we're looking at the highest amounts. And there is a winter storm watch in effect for northern Litchfield County, because that's where there is the highest confidence of the potential for a half a foot of snow, and maybe even a little bit more in the eastern facing slopes of the Berkshires. So that's another thing that we're going to be watching. So again, this could go up or down either way, depending on what we're seeing over the next 24 hours, because I wanted to show you we're still seeing some funky scenarios. There's one scenario that takes the storm and keeps it close to the coast, and that's kind of what we have in our forecast right now, with snow snow changing over to rain for the shoreline and for other inland areas. But if the storm is a little bit farther south, that would mean plowable snow for pretty much all of inland Connecticut, and even some flakes at the shoreline too. This is just one of our computer models. I just wanted to show you the kind of model mayhem that we're dealing with. It really only has accumulating snow far northwestern Connecticut and primarily rain for the rest of the state. That's one extreme. And here's another extreme, again showing 2 to 4 inches all the way down to southern Connecticut and some higher amounts in the northeast hills. Again, that's not our forecast. I showed you our forecast a moment ago, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what we're seeing here and what we're trying to work through when we're making our forecast. So a little bit of kind of behind the scenes and challenges that we face when we're doing this. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. After the system kicks out of here, we calm things down for Wednesday, for Thursday. Then it gets sharply colder heading into Friday. We are talking about low temperatures in the single digits heading into Friday morning, and it will feel like near to sub-zero when you step outside the door when you factor in a breeze. So this is going to be the coldest air of the season so far. That'll be heading into Friday. And then Saturday, we have another potential for seeing rain and snow, and this might be another storm where there is a pesky rain-snow line to deal with, where some get accumulating snow and many may not. So that'll be something that we talk about after we get through Tuesday. Here's a look at your shoreline 7-day forecast. Temperatures near 40 degrees the next couple of days, and then we'll see temperatures cool down for Friday.